DFA textbook, class 5, English reader, unit growing up. Name of the chapter, Monday Morning Blues. Monday mornings always found Tom's were miserable. Miserable means painful, because with it began another week, slow suffering in school. Time lay in bed and thought, if I was sick, I could stay away from school and go fishing. He thought further about it, but despite all his attempt to detect some symptoms, he could not find anything wrong with himself. So, the morning, again, the beginning of the week, and for the students, it is the day for the going to the school again. So the first day of morning in the week, and for all the general students, it is very painful. It is like a suffering to all the students that going school on the Monday morning. No student enjoy it. So here the Tom is also a little boy. He is also the same, not enjoying for going to school, and he is searching some excuse for not going to school because his interest is to go for fishing in the seaside. He thought further about it. Despite all attempt, he detected some symptoms. He could not find anything wrong with himself, but there is no excuse, no physical illness to him, nothing to him. So how he will manage the situation? He could not find anything wrong with himself. His hopes began to fail. Suddenly he discovered something. One of his upper front teeth was loose. Suddenly he discovered his excuse. That is, his one upper front teeth was loose. He decided to use it as an excuse for not going to school. He thought this as the excuse for not going to school. He was about to start mourning. Mourning means a different kind of sound expressing pain and suffering. The sound of expressing pain and suffering, the word meaning of mourning. He was about to start mourning. He remembered that if his aunt came to know, he should fall it out and that would hurt. Again, at the same time, he thinks that if he gives the excuse of tooth aches, the aunt will come and she will uproot the tooth, and that will be more painful and more pathetic and more horrible things to him. So he decided to use the tooth as an excuse for some other day. So he use this excuse for different another day. He went back to thinking of some other way of fake illness. So he is searching another way, another plan for fake illness, for not going to the school. He remembered hearing the doctor describe an illness that had caused the patient to lose his finger, and he remembered one very painful incident and very furious incident that once in another time, in some times ago, one boy was also created the same drama of fake illness, and the doctor did the wrong treatment, and due to the wrong treatment his finger was cut. That things also remembered to him. So now he thinks what excuse he will present to his aunt for not going to the school. He was worried. The boy eagerly drew some sort of from under the seat and failed it off for the inspection. So he's searching his store. There is some problem. There is some pain. It seems worthwhile to chance it. So he fell groaning on the bed. So at last he think of that it's maybe the causes there is some problem in his toe. It seemed worthwhile to chance it so he could fell grown on the bed and think and telling and catching his toe that he is feeling so pain and he is groaning on the bed. But Sid, who lay in the next bed, slept on. He's another child, small child of this family. He is also sleeping on beside the bed. Tom groaned louder, but no result from Sid. Tom is shouting louder in pain of the toe, but Sid is sleeping without any worry. Finally, he got up and shook Sid hard and then went back to his bed groaning. Sid yawned, stretched, then brought himself up in his elbow with a snort and began to stare at Tom. Tom went on groaning. Now, at last Sid came to Tom and asking him the reason why he's shouting so. Tom, what is going on? Asked Sid, frightened by the noise of Tom was capable of producing. Sid was frightened, listening the groaning sound of the Tom, and he's asking to Tom, "What happened? Why are you so shouting? What problem?" No response from Tom. "Here, Tom, Tom, what is the matter, Tom? Tom, gone out." He did not. "Oh, don't Sid, don't juggle me." "But I must. Don't go like that. So I am not disturbing you. But first tell me what you are groaning like that. What you are crying, what you are making noise, making sound like that. What is the problem?" "Tom, it's awful. It's painful. It's very odd. And how long you have been groaning this away? How much for the long time you are groaning like that? Hours." "Oh, don't say it. I am dying." "You are telling I am shouting for the hours, but say it, I am going to die. I am dying." "No, Tom, you are not dying. It's make my face crawl to hear you." "No, you are not going to die, but your sound is very irritating to my ear to listen." "You therefore get this face out of the ground, and when I am gone, you are my window call the hear you. What is the matter?" "I must call auntie. Tell me the reason why you are shouting so. Otherwise, I must call to aunt." "I forgive you everything, Sid," said Tom in a fresh bout of groans. "When I am gone, you give my window sash and my coat with one eye so that new girl who came to the town and tell her." But Sid had fallen downstairs and informed Aunt Polly and come quick, and Auntie Tom dying. So he's giving some different excuse. Tom was trying to impress Sid, but Sid straight go to the aunt's room and report to aunts that Tom is groaning for a long time and come auntie very quickly and Tom is going to die. Tom is dying. "What rubbish! I don't believe it." The aunt is telling, "It's the rubbish. I don't believe it that he's going to die." But the poor lady hurried upstairs with Sid and Mary. Mary is the maid of the family, and with Sid and Mary, aunt returned to the house of Tom at her hill, with the face white, with a grey white face, with her lip trembled. But the poor lady hurried upstairs with Sid and Mary at her heel. Her face grew white and her lips trembled. "What is the matter with you, Tom?" she cried. "Oh, auntie, my toe." "What is the matter with your toe? What problem? What happens in your toe?" "Oh, auntie, my sore toe is going to fall out. My my painful toe is going to fall out, going to fail." The old lady sank down in the chair with relief. So she understood that this is a high level of drama by Tom. So he sat in his chair in a very relief. She laughed a little and then cried a little and then did both together. So he laughed and cried a little. Do both the things together. This made him feel better. Now she is feeling better. She said, "Tom, you really did frighten me. Tom, you really felt me to fear. Now you stop this nonsense and get out of your bed. Now your all things is caught by me. So don't make too much drama till now. Nonsense. Get out from your bed." Tom felt foolish at his act now that he was caught. So at the end, all his excuse is caught by the aunt also. He said, "Auntie, my toe hurt it so much that I was not worried about my tooth at all." So not auntie, my toe hurt is much that I was not worried about my tooth at all. "What is the matter with your tooth?" "Well, one of them loose and it itches awfully." So what's problem with your tooth, auntie? My tooth is loose and it is itches awfully. I'm feeling too much pain in my tooth. "Open your mouth and let me see," said his auntie. "Yes, it's loose, all right." "Okay, you are telling true. It is you are right. Your one tooth is loose, but you are not going to die due to your tooth itches. Nobody ever die for the itches in tooth because of that." "Mary, get me a silk thread and chunk of fire." So bring some thread of silk and a chunk of fire out of the kitchen. Tom said, "Oh, please, auntie, don't pull out. It does not hurt me anymore. Please don't, auntie. Don't want to stay home from school. I don't want to stay from school." "So, auntie, I'm sorry now. Don't do this like me. This will be more painful if you uproot my teeth from my mouth. And I am sorry for that. I am create such excuse. I don't want to stay home from school. I will go to school. I don't want to stay home from school." "Oh, you do. You don't you? Oh, you do, don't you? So yes, you have done this. So all this drama was because you thought you would get out home from school and going fishing." "Yes, I know also. All this is the creating of high drama. This is the main reason is that you don't want to go to school because you want to go to fishing." "Tom, I love you so much, but I am very unhappy with you. You seem stout every way. You can break my old heart with your outrageousness." So all the childs in a family are loved by all, but this is the problem when the child befall the elder member of the family. But in the general concept, all time the child's fake excuse are caught. So no child ever should befall the elder member of the family because they will caught, and it will be very problematic and pathetic for the elder member of the family if you before them. So this is to the children, this is creating such type of drama is not good. So and sometimes the problems may happen that if the child is really ill, due to the concept of misunderstanding, the life may be in risk. So the student, you have to be careful, you have to be aware about this also. So never create the fake drama of illness with the parents and the family members. By this time, the dental instruments were ready. The old lady fastened one end of the silk thread and the Tom's tooth to loop. By this time, the dental instruments were ready. The old lady fastened one end of the silk thread of Tom's tooth with a loop and tied to the other to the bedpost. Then she seized the chunk of fire and suddenly thrust it almost into the boy's face. The tooth hangs dangling by the bedpost now. So this is a story, the simplified form, written by Mark Twain, the great writer. Thanks to all the students.